You are being bullied. Not by the kid down the street with anger management problems, or that Dick Chad from accounting. You're being bullied by politicians. The very people that swore to protect us are the ones inflicting mass amounts of psychological damage. Don't believe me? Let's dive in and find out. Hi, I'm Marcus Bales. I'm a professional speaker and author specializing in human communication. And I'm serious. We are all being bullied by politicians, and not just the ones on the opposing side of your political views. Regardless of your political beliefs, the people you are voting for are actively bullying you. When I say bullying, I don't mean pushing you down at the playground. I'm referring to the National Center Against Bullying's definition. Bullying is an ongoing and deliberate misuse of power in a relationship through repeated verbal, physical, and/or social behavior that intends to cause physical, social, and/or psychological harm. It can involve an individual or a group misusing their power or perceived power over one or more persons who feel unable to stop it from happening. The key word here is power. Politicians are quite literally in a position of power, causing their actions to hold higher significance than a normal person. The very nature of how politicians are elected creates an environment ripe for abuse. Political bullying has become an increasingly common issue in recent years. Politicians from different sides of the aisle engage in aggressive and intimidating behavior towards their opponents and their constituents. In March 2022, an independent expert panel found John Bercow, former Speaker of the House of Commons, to be a serial bullier and liar in relationship to his behavior towards the British House of Commons staff.
Of course I can. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. And since when an amendment has order, I know what I'm doing.
Much like the popular kids at school, politicians use bullying as a tactic to gain attention and exhibit power over others. And just like those little shits from high school, politicians usually turn to one of the most covert forms of bullying: social bullying. There are 4 different types of bullying as laid out by the National Center Against Bullying. Number 1 is physical bullying: hitting, kicking, tripping, pinching, or damaging property. Number 2, verbal bullying includes name-calling, insults, teasing, intimidation, homophobic or racist remarks, or verbal abuse. Number 3, social bullying, which is designed to harm someone's social reputation and/or cause humiliation. And finally, cyberbullying, which is any of the above forms carried out via technology. Politicians have a reputation to uphold, so more overt forms of bullying may be a bit too obvious and could alienate potential voters, though this hasn't stopped some from using flat-out verbal or physical abuse from time to time. Social bullying is the perfect tool to coerce an unsuspecting populace into submission. It flies under the radar and perfectly batters our egos until we can't help but agree with them for fear of being ostracized. Let's look at some examples of social bullying in action. Lying and spreading rumors.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Do I even need to elaborate on this one? I think we can all agree that politicians lie and spread rumors all the time. It's pretty much in the job description. Negative facial or physical gestures.
And he gets his foreign policy experience from the shows.
Though more subtle than the last, these negative gestures are prevalent among politicians who can't seem to hide their inner thoughts. Mimicking unkindly.
You gotta see this guy. I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
This one is just flat out childish and is shocking that a grown adult would stoop to such levels. But never underestimate a politician. Damaging someone's social reputation or social acceptance.
He's paid less than 15% in taxes on $43 million in income. Makes you wonder if some years he paid any taxes at all.
By far one of the most useful bullying tools in politics. If you can damage someone's reputation, you can inevitably shrink their voter base. These are just a few examples, but you can see this behavior in every political interaction. During the next debate, watch for these types of social bullying and you will be appalled by their prevalence. Some of you might be thinking, so what? Bullying builds character. But does it? Bullying can have serious mental health side effects that should not be overlooked, such as changes in sleep patterns, changes in eating patterns, frequent tears of anger, mood swings, feeling ill, becoming withdrawn from society, becomes aggressive or unreasonable, refuses to engage with others, continually loses money, or begins stealing. You may have noticed this list is eerily similar to the current social climate. How many friends have you lost due to a political disagreement? How many nights have you been kept awake because of a political issue? These effects of political bullying can be seen in the erosion of trust in democratic institutions, the polarization of society, and the marginalization of certain groups. We are all paying the price for these acts of political bullying. If you watch the news, you can almost feel the collective anger, mood swings, and aggression caused by the continual trauma inflicted by our leaders. Every day a new crisis, every crisis a new bully, making us feel weak and powerless. So, what can we do to stop it? First, we need to recognize that it is a problem that affects everyone, regardless of political affiliation. According to the American Psychological Association, acknowledging that bullying is occurring can help to prevent its effects and prevent it from happening in the future. You must admit you're being bullied before you can make it stop. Once we acknowledge that it is happening, we can begin to openly discuss its effects and better understand its signs. This increased awareness creates a culture of respect and understanding, where abuse is not tolerated. We can then collectively demand better from our politicians. These were once positions of great honor and respect, setting an example for their citizens and acting as role models for future generations. If we continue to let politicians bully their way to power, it will create a nation of bullies. So how do you stop a bully? You take away their power. On the playground, it was as simple as not letting the bully get the reaction they wanted, letting the joke roll off your back.
Yeah, you do. You always do stupid things.
I know, you're so smart, you're so lucky.
Yes, I am.
The same must be done with politicians, but this time with our votes, quite literally taking their power away and showing them that bullying will not win you elections. We need to encourage a culture of respect and civility in politics, where politicians can disagree without being disagreeable. Political bullying is a serious issue that needs to be addressed if we want to create a more inclusive and democratic society. Let's work together to promote a culture of kindness and respect in politics, and hold our politicians accountable for their behavior. And it all starts with you. Lead by example and model respectful behavior in your own political interactions with others. Avoid name-calling, personal attacks, and generalizations, and instead focus on the issues and ideas. Write to your elected offices, attend town hall meetings, and use your voice to advocate for civility and respect in politics. Stopping bullying requires a collective effort from individuals, organizations, and communities. By promoting awareness and intervention, respect, and consequences, we can work together to prevent bullying and create a safer and more inclusive environment for everyone. Remember, this is not a one-time fix, but a continuous effort that requires all of us to play an active role in creating a political culture of respect. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn how to become a better speaker, check out my new book, Don't Shut Up, available now on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see more content just like this, hit that subscribe button. And thank you again.